in the room were many hundreds of pigeons. "They're all mine," boasted the robber girl. She pulled a beautiful reindeer from the shadows. "I'll keep him tied to the wall, and every night I'll tickle his throat with my knife, just to show who's master." Then she turned to the frightened Gerda and demanded, "Now, tell me your story." With tears in her eyes, Gerda told the little robber girl all about Kay. Later, when the robber girl was asleep, the wood pigeons spoke up. "Coo, we've seen Kay." "Oh, tell me, please, where is he?" begged Gerda. "He went past us, riding in the Snow Queen's carriage. We were lucky to escape her icy breath. Many of our friends died. She must have been making for her summer palace in Lapland." In the morning, Gerda told the robber girl the story. The girl turned to the reindeer. "Do you know where Lapland is?" she asked. "Of course," he replied. "Then you shall carry Gerda on her journey." The reindeer was delighted to be free, and the little robber girl even gave Gerda back her warm boots before sneaking her out of the robbers' camp. Away they sped over the snow. In the distant sky, Gerda could see flashes of red, accompanied by great hisses and crackles. "Those are the northern lights," the reindeer told her. "Aren't they beautiful?" Finally, they came to a very tiny house, and inside was a Lapp woman. The reindeer told the woman Gerda's story, and she listened carefully. "You poor thing," she said to Gerda. "You must eat, drink, and warm yourself, because you have a long way to go yet. You must travel to Finnmark, where the Snow Queen's palace is. I will write a few words on a piece of dried codfish. I have no paper, and you can take it to a Finn woman who lives there. She will know better what you should do." So after a good rest, Gerda and the reindeer set off again. They travelled a long way before they spotted the smoke from the Finn woman's chimney. Inside the house it was sweltering hot, and the first thing the Finn woman did was to loosen Gerda's clothing and take off her boots to dry. Gerda gave the woman the message written on the codfish, and the reindeer told her Gerda's story. The Finn woman read the message 3 times until she had it off by heart, and then dropped the codfish into the pot, because she never wasted anything. Then she unravelled an ancient parchment and studied the strange words that were written there. "You're so wise," said the reindeer, flattering the woman. "Please help Gerda to save Kay." The Finn woman took the reindeer aside. "Little Kay is with the Snow Queen at her palace," she told him. "He thinks it's a fine place to be, but this is because he has a splinter of glass in his heart and another in his eye. They must be removed, or he will stay bewitched forever." "Can't you give Gerda something to break the spell?" the reindeer pleaded. The woman sighed. "Don't you realize that Gerda's greatest power comes from her innocent and good heart? She must be the one to go into the Snow Queen's palace and free Kay. Now you must take her to the edge of the Snow Queen's garden." So once more, Gerda mounted the reindeer, and they sped off. It wasn't until they were well on their way that Gerda realized she had forgotten her warm boots. The reindeer took Gerda to the edge of the palace garden. Huge tears ran down his nose as he said goodbye. Gerda started forward, but was halted by a mass of snowflakes. These flakes made up all sorts of weird shapes, and they were in fact the Snow Queen's guards. They surrounded Gerda, and terrified, she began to repeat the Lord's Prayer. Her breath turned icy as she spoke, and from this icy cloud, little bright angels formed. They rushed at the guards and smashed them into a million pieces. Gerda was safe and free to go on her way. Inside the Snow Palace, Kay sat in the center of a frozen lake. He was trying to solve a puzzle the Snow Queen had set him. If he could spell out the word eternity in pieces of ice, he would be free to be his own master, and the Queen would give him the whole world and a new pair of skates as well. But try as he might, he couldn't manage the task. When Gerda entered the hall, she saw Kay sitting by the throne. She ran across the frozen lake, weeping with joy, and threw her arms around his neck. "Oh, dear little Kay, I've found you at last!" As she hugged him, her tears fell on his chest and reached right through to his heart. In a moment, the ice around his heart melted, washing away the splinter of glass. He turned to Gerda, and as she sang a favourite verse they had both sung in happier times, he too began to cry, and with his tears the splinter of glass fell from his eye. Now he could recognize his dear friend. "Oh, Gerda," he cried, "where have you been? How cold and empty it is here." Their happiness was so great, the very ice began dancing for joy, and when it lay down again, it spelled out the word eternity. Now there was no reason at all to worry. Kay was free to go, and the Snow Queen no longer had any power over him. Hand in hand, Gerda and Kay walked out of the Snow Queen's palace. Everywhere they passed, the bitter winter wind stopped whistling, and the sun burst forth, and with it, all the good things of spring. At the garden's edge, the reindeer was waiting with a friend to carry the children back. Before they reached their hometown, they met the little robber girl riding a magnificent horse. "I've decided to go travelling," she told them. Then turning to Kay, she said, "I wonder if you deserve such a good friend who travels to the very ends of the earth for you." Then off she went. Kay and Gerda went on their way, back to their town and back to their homes. All was how they had left it, but they were older and wiser now. The Snow Palace was just a distant dream to them as they sat together in the warm summer sun.